Yeah. Oh boy, Charlie Kirk, right on the money, huh? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, oh, really?
Yep, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh,
Don't be so surprised. You
I'm
called,
my
right?
name. Yeah, of course. Oh no, that's cool. My name is Brian Sabuni. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm a right winger myself. I actually, I do applaud Trump for some of the stuff that he's done. It's actually pretty surprising. I didn't know. I don't think I've been on a live stream.
Well, what do you think was going to happen when you called?
Oh, I didn't know how many people were.
Well, I can put you back on hold if you want. I mean, you know.
Oh no, it's all fine. I saw you mentioned the right before you picked up. I saw you talked about a little bit. You mentioned a little bit about the terrorist attack that happened the other day.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about.
Very, very horrible. Yeah, very horrible stuff, honestly.
You know, you said something that was a little I've never heard someone say before in your call.
Oh, what was that?
You said you're a right winger too.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I have never, in my over 35 years of doing a live show, taking live calls, heard a conservative refer to themselves as a right winger. That right winger, I don't know.
Really?
Right winger is, it's used as an insult.
Oh, really? I mean, I never.
That's what
really
liberals
seen,
call us.
really
Liberals call us right. We call ourselves conservatives, Republican, MAGA, deplorables. You know.
I never really see.
I'm going to answer some of these. Hold on a second here while I answer these phones. It's just, are you new to being a conservative, or you've been a conservative for a long time?
Oh no, I've been a conservative for quite a while. I mean,
what's quite a while?
2018, back in 2018, I first started supporting Trump, but socially, I was way more liberal then. I never saw right winger. I never saw right winger as an insult.
It's almost
I generally
it's
do
kind
see
of like
myself.
it's kind of like the N word for Republicans. It's kind of like one of those things. Yeah, you don't call.
I disagree.
Oh no, it is. It's used that way. It's used in that context. That's what liberals that hate us call us, right wingers.
Well, I don't see a problem being called
I don't have a problem with it. It's just an unusual thing for a Republican to refer to themselves as a right winger. That would almost be like a liberal trying to pretend and pass themselves off as a Republican might call themselves a right winger, but it's just a very.
I don't see it. I don't see it as an insult. I actually think it the right wing position is a true position. I think we should embrace that. I never saw it.
Yeah.
I never saw it as something insulting, and I've never heard any other Republicans or social conservatives see it as an insult.
I have never, ever heard a Republican, a conservative, refer to themselves as a right winger. That that's kind of like it's kind of like sometimes liberals will call us Trumpers. We don't call ourselves Trumpers. That's an insult too. No.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
We don't call ourselves. Trumpers.
Definitely. I would never. Yeah, I would say that. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call themselves a Trumper
or a right winger.
But ironically. Well,
you used to be. You said you used to be a liberal. So what was Trump's position that woke you up and red-pilled you?
When I say liberal, I'm talking more as a socially liberal.
What does that
mean? Not
as
much of a socially liberal means basically not really upholding traditional values, not caring that much about Christianity. thinking like another one example, thinking our country is just a melting pot, essentially.
It is.
And
it is a melting pot.
What? How do you define melting pot? Do you see like?
Well, when I was
basically
melting,
Americans.
Yeah, go ahead.
Finish. Do you see America like not being a just like? Do you see America just being an idea, and not just its like own nation? Essentially,
what America is a country, right? The United States of America. We're a country that and
absolutely.
So what makes a country a country?
Its own people and identity.
Well, Michael Savage, he sums it up pretty quick, right? Michael Savage. You know who Michael Savage is?
I think I've heard of him.
Okay. Borders, right? You got to have borders to have a... There's three things. This is not the only three things, but these are three things Michael Savage says make a country. Borders, right? You got to have borders. No border. If you don't have... President Trump says this. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country, right? Borders. The second is language. You have to have a common language, right? Which is English, right? And then the third is culture. Borders, language, culture. So America, the United States of America. Okay. So what makes us a melting pot is that no matter and this is when people use the term the American experiment, they don't mean just democracy. They mean about the melting pot. See, in America, America is a very unique country. There's no other country as great as this one, even close. No matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, if you immigrate here legally and become a U.S. citizen, you're an American. However, we got to have our borders, our common language, and our culture. And the melting pot is where the culture comes in. Like on my mother's side, two of my great-grandparents are from Greece. They came here in the 1890s, right?
Oh, really?
And my...
Amen. That's great.
Okay, so my, President Trump's is, a lot of people don't know this, but maybe you don't. President Trump is a first-generation American. Did you know that? A first-generation American? Did you know that?
Didn't I thought his grandfather immigrated here.
Well, everybody's grandfather may have, if you go back far enough. No, his mother.
I don't remember.
His mother is an immigrant from Scotland.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, of course. I mean, Scotland.
So
Trump.
No, so hold on. So, but with President Trump, do you hear any Scottish accent or Scottish? He's an American, right?
Of course not. Of course not. He grew up in New York City. So
in fact, all of Trump's children, all of President Trump's children, except for Tiffany, okay, her mother was Marla Maples. All of Trump's children, except for Tiffany Trump, are also first-generation Americans because their mothers were from other countries. As an example, Barron Trump's mother is Melania, who's from, is it Slovenia, right? She's a very heavy accent. But Barron, but if you hear Barron, he doesn't have an accent. See, all of the, President Trump, all of his children except Tiffany are first-generation Americans. Their mothers were all legal immigrants to the United States, but they're American. They're not Slovenian. Or where was Ivana from? Czechoslovakia or whatever? Scotland. You know what I mean? That's the melting pot. That's what you want. You don't want people coming over here and bringing their third world cultures and setting up shop and turning civilized places in America into third world hellholes like Dearborn, Michigan.
Right. And, as a European people, European immigrants are usually... to an extent, easily to assimilate into. But I disagree with just that having...
What other immigrants cannot easily assimilate? What other immigrants can't easily assimilate? You said European. That means whites, right? What else? You mean like Hispanics? Like the Latin Americans?
They may be not that easy to assimilate.
Well, they're of European descent too, Spain and Portugal are Europe, so the South Americans are of European descent as well.
That is true, but the American founding stock mainly is Anglo, Germanic.
Well, this country was settled by Europeans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's why I think just the mere definition of America or of America as a nation just being defined, it having borders, just mere culture.
Borders, language, culture.
What else did you mention?
Borders, language,
borders,
culture.
Language, culture. Yes. It's also a people. There used to be a common people. One of the founding fathers actually mentioned this. And now you are right. America as a nation initially is diverse. Like, it has its own subgroups of Americans, but there is a common thread, and this includes Black Americans too, because Black Americans do share that European ancestry, and they were basically a unique subculture that arose out of the soil of the U.S. essentially. And I do not see Black American culture as the same as, say,
Sure. First off, you're wrong. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we have a tradition in my family. On Thanksgiving, we watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I love that. We watch it every year. My wife and I, my daughter. And yes, and if you watch the things, you say they don't have the same, Black Americans don't have the same. They do this thing at the Macy's Thanksgiving where they have cast of Broadway shows perform, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad, depending on, that year they did Kinky Boots wasn't so good. But one of the Broadway shows that performed at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade yesterday was Ragtime. Which is on Broadway. Ragtime is about Black culture in the early 20th century. You got the Harlem Renaissance and things like this. No, there's African American, there's great African American culture that we have here. It's just that liberals like you have been brainwashed into thinking things.
Why are you calling me a liberal? I'm not a liberal.
Everything you've said is liberal.
How does that make me a liberal? I was saying America has its own people.
No, you were taking issue.
We deserve our own people.
Were from your first comment when you described yourself as a right winger, and then when you were taking issue with the melting pot concept. America.
I don't understand how that would make me a liberal. Yeah. And also, if I was, I don't know how me disagreeing with melting pot. With the whole
that's part of that. The melting pot
would make me a liberal.
The great American
liberals always bring up the melting pot. What are you talking about?
The great American melting pot is one of the things that makes America special, unique, and the greatest country that's ever existed on this earth.
Yeah, but the term melting pot is used by liberals and progressives to justify mass immigration.
No, what the liberals teach is this tossed salad concept that America is made up of individual pieces that are different, not a melting pot is like a pot of soup. You can put everything in the soup and it's all one thing. They don't like that. They like people being divided. Listen, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. Welcome to the show, and call me again sometime. All right, we had a good conversation. If you're on hold, hang in there. My name's Brian Craig. This